directives.
Well, it says here, President Bola Tinubu on Thursday gave marching orders to the nation's new security chiefs, saying that their topmost priority must be to end the security crisis the country faced. The president, who said the time for entertaining excuses was over, asked them to immediately ramp up the counter-insurgency operations and decimate emerging armed groups. Tinubu gave the order at the decoration ceremony of the security chiefs held inside the State House, Abuja. He said though the military had recorded impressive gains over the years, he wanted them to be more aggressive now by ending the security challenges. The president said the emergence of new armed groups in the north central, northwest and parts of the country is of grave concern. We must not allow these new threats to fester. We must be decisive and proactive. Let us smash the new snakes right on the head.
I like the way you emphasized on smash.
Because sometimes I love this man, our president. I always refer to these people as snakes, cobras, and vipers. Now he's calling that the cobra should no longer be treated with kid gloves, but instead the head of the cobra and the viper should be smashed. So, well, I guess the service chiefs, the president has given them what they need, the CNC, and they would act accordingly. Let's have this commercial break and we'll be back.
Line not moving. Sorry, ma. The network is a bit slow. Don't lose customers to long queues. With the First Money Merchant POS, every checkout is fast, reliable, and instantly settled. Finally, quick and easy. Get your First Money Merchant POS now on www.firstbanknigeria.com/get your POS or at any First Bank branch close to you. First Bank, you first.
Your market here. I have your size. Hold on. It's not that kind of market. Let's fix that. Now, that's much better. This is the Nigerian International Trade Fair. We're talking about the best of Nigerian innovation, the power of global commerce, and the future of our economy. For 10 days, the world will trade with Nigeria. Over 10,000 visitors and 300 exhibitors from green tech to agriculture and finance. Join us at the Nigerian International Trade Fair. To register, exhibit, or volunteer, visit www.nitf.ng or call or WhatsApp on 0815-256-0854. Date, November 21st to November 30th. Location, Trade Fair Complex, Lagos, Badagry Expressway. Your journey to the future starts now.
Conversation.
Alright, we're back, and it's good to know you are still there. Program is still Conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Yes, sir. Following the charge to service chiefs, the new service chiefs, to not to give excuses but to bring results, positive results. Now, the Chief of Army Staff, COAS, Lieutenant General Waidi Shuaibu, has approved the postings and appointments of senior officers to key commands, staff, and international and instructional positions across formations, units, and training institutions of the Nigerian Army. And the appointments, according to a statement by the Acting Director, Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Aprohonia Aktele, is aimed at reintegrating leadership, strengthening command structures, and repositioning the Nigerian Army for heightened operational effectiveness. I think those are the service chiefs. The senior army officers, we deployed to different formations and units are part of what the president is thinking about, talking about giving results, not excuses.
And there's a picture speak here, the president decorating the new service chiefs, and one thing that kept on recurring in these images, the height of the service chiefs.
Chiefs, yes.
Compared with the height of Mr.
the president.
Oh, well.
The height and the stature.
I don't know if it's about the president's height being economical, and the very generous heights of the service chiefs, especially CDS, General Olufemi Oluyole. It looks like a giant beside it. And I've been wanting to ask you this question, Bimbo. How come have you noticed that in the military, the bosses, the top orgas, always have flat bellies, no matter how high they climb in the military, no matter their rank, no matter how high they soar. The generals, major general, lieutenant, the colonels, and down, very right down to the private in the military.
I think it must be because of the training, the kind of training they undergo. I think because some other military, some other security agencies, you see officers, you see their tummy, even down to colonel, down to sergeants, and in the police, you see their tummies.
In the customs, immigration.
Yeah, you will see them. Their tummies will be as big as. But see them, these guys, very fit.
But then
officers,
but then at their level, the enjoyment is supposed to have set in, even at that level. I mean, right from the rank of lieutenant colonel, or the balado and everything. So I wonder how they are able to maintain those flat bellies.
Yes, they should be able to maintain, and it has been known. I've been noticing that for a long time. In fact, a very long time, even during the military regime of
Nigeria. Even those that served as military leaders of this country, always maintain those flat bellies, despite all the balado in the Masorok and the Jordan barracks.
Yes, and the other state houses then.
Right, so much so for the service chiefs. I have banner headline before me this morning. Southwest leaders want Tinubu to prioritize regional integration. Lament deplorable state of federal roads in region. Push for Yoruba unity, good governance. Well, bad roads are quite a challenge all over the country.
Yes.
Although the state governments, I believe across the country are doing their best, ditto for the federal government, but then a lot more still needs to be done. The Minister of Works, Mr. Dave Umahi, I think the job at hand is trying. I think he's trying to do his very best, but then the task at hand is very enormous. At some point, I think road maintenance, reconstruction, and construction was neglected for quite a while. So it's up to this government now to begin to clean up the mess. Ditto for state governments across the country, and there must be this kind of collaboration, I would say, between the state governments and the federal government regarding even the fixing of federal roads. There was a system at the time where the states would fix the roads and the federal government would reimburse them. But I think at some time the federal government started saying that they were not going to do that again. Remember, I think when this current president was governor of Lagos State, he would fix roads that belong to the state, then he put some signboards and say that for the federal road to say this road is a federal road, so that people will not blame him. But eventually he might still end up fixing those roads, but pending when the roads will be fixed, he will let people know that it is a federal road. Well, leaders from across the Southwest have called on President Bola Tinubu to urgently prioritize regional integration and infrastructure renewal across Yoruba-speaking states. Well, you have your governors. They also back the economic reforms of President Tinubu, describing them as essential for Nigeria's economic stability, regional competitiveness, and long-term prosperity. They noted that while the reforms demand short-term sacrifices, do you think these sacrifices are short-term? What do you think you Bimbo? Well, they are designed to lay a sustainable foundation for industrial growth, job creation, and infrastructure renewal across the country. The summit also urged the president to give urgent attention to the rehabilitation of key road networks and economic linkages across the region, stressing that their revival remains vital in Nigeria's overall development agenda and regional competitiveness. Well, Bimbo, I think Southwest leaders, yes, shout out to the federal government, but I think they should hold the Southwest governors more responsible and more accountable.
Yes.
I think even before they begin this shout out to the federal government, I think the governors should be held more accountable. They have more money to tinker with now. And the last time, I think about 2 days ago, was it the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and another eminent Nigerians telling Nigerians to hold their governors, make them accountable,
Yes.
especially now that more money is accruing to the states. Fallout for subsidy removal.
Yes. Now talking about the roads, now our Southwest leaders wants Tinubu to prioritize regional integration. They mentioned roads that the government, the federal government, and should at least make sure that these roads are pliable to some extent. There was a time these roads, either they are constructed or being constructed, have been constructed but not concluded or not finished, completed. Yes, they cause accidents. Do you remember at the time along the Iwo Road or Jaw end of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? Yes, the project was ongoing. At some point there were diversions, and so most times people had accidents, and it even happened to one of our own here when a vehicle just hit him, and the guy is dead now. Accidents occur at least a week. In 1 week, at least 2 accidents will occur on that road. After cries, yes, after hues, well, the project got reopened, and it has been, the road has been reopened now. It has been reopened now, and at least hardly can we hear about any accident along that road, at least the last 6 months now. Look at the Ogbomoso, the Oyo-Ogbomoso Expressway. It hasn't been, the construction hasn't been expedited enough. Trailers go through the town roads, and accidents do occur. At least in the last 2 days, 2 accidents had occurred, and 3 people, some people were injured, about 2 people died on that road. Now, people of Ogbomoso and environs have been calling on the federal government to expedite action on that road, to complete it, so that those tankers and trailers will not come through the Ogbomoso inner road. They will just go through the express to their destination, either Ilorin or Jebba or anywhere they are destined for.
Well, the shout out to the federal government by Southwest leaders, it was part of the policy resolutions contained in the communique issued at the end of the Southwest Citizens Government Engagement Summit held in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Now, at this same summit, Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State was firing on all cylinders. He was not happy with the federal government, especially over the situation in Osun State, and he also made some very worrisome allegations against the federal government regarding impunity and abuse of power, regarding management of the states. Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State has canvassed for the protection of the rights of the sub-national governments as a deliberate strategy to deepen democratic practices and sustenance of democracy. It was delivering an address at the Southwest Summit organized by Southwest Development Commission in Akure. Governor Adeleke, represented by the Deputy Governor, Prince Kola Adewusi, said party differences should not warrant unfair treatment of any subnational government, stressing that collaboration for development should be the operating norm. Now, the governor is saying, he says federal projects and initiatives are now being rooted through party structures instead of the Osun State government machinery, especially, talking specifically about Osun State now. And he says nominations and access to federal opportunities are channeled through party organizations, with official state structures deliberately excluded. The dynamics of interaction between national and subnational entities is not only undermined but threatened. Well, this is not new, if you ask me, Bimbo. Governor Adeleke probably saying this because he is at the receiving end. Now, he also goes further. He says, it would interest the audience to know that in Osun State, some security agencies openly protect and defend ruling party operatives when they act in ways and manners against the law and the Constitution. In Osun today, federal party officials boast of powers to deploy security apparatus to witch hunt state officials. All right, we have a commercial break and we'll be back to talk more about this.
Èyíkéyìí ọkọ̀ tó bá ń wà. Onílọ àpò tó péye. Máa dágunlá jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mú bí o. Kíbikíbi tó bá wà ló fún ojúlówó. Bóyá sọ pé. Jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mú bí o. Mọ́bì ní ṣúlẹ̀ ọjọ́. Jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mú bí o. Lọ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó. Jẹ́ kó jẹ́ mobile.
TS Charity ẹni fẹ́ ṣàríyá o, gbogbo ẹni fẹ́ ṣàjọ̀dún, àbẹ́ni fẹ́ ṣèpàdé o, gbogbo ẹni fẹ́ ṣènáwó. BCOS event grand, òun yẹn máa bọ̀. BCOS event grand, òun ló kájọ ẹ̀ fún gbogbo ayẹyẹ. Èyí tẹ́yìn bá fẹ́ ṣe, BCOS event grand, òun yẹn máa bọ̀ o. Bóyá wá gbé mi débẹ̀ yóò. Ilé akéde. Bóyá wá gbé mi débẹ̀ yóò. BCOS event grand. BCOS event grand níbi tílẹ̀ ti tẹ́jú. Àyè ìgbọ́kọ̀sí ń bẹ, ìyẹn pọ̀ jaburata. BCOS event grand, ìyẹn nílé akéde. Oríta Báṣọ̀run nílùú Ìbàdàn. BCOS event grand, òun yẹn máa bọ̀ o. Ohun tá à ń sọ ni pé fónírúurú ayẹyẹ tẹ́yìn bá fẹ́ ṣe, ó ti wù kó fẹjú tó. BCOS event grand, òun ló kájú ẹ̀, òun ló káàtó. Ṣókùn àgbà lẹ́yìn fẹ́ ṣe ni, tàbí ìgbéyàwó, tàbí birthday, tàbí open year crusade. Ó sì jẹ́ book launch ní tiyín ni. Ẹ máa bọ̀. Ẹ̀yin sá ti kàn sí wa ní yàrá kẹrin commercial department BCOS ilé akéde. Tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè sórí BCOS customer care line tololong 0915-870-3300. BCOS event grant ilé àríyá fáwọn tó mọ bó ṣe ń lọ.
All right, we're back, and it's good to know you are still there, and the program is still Conversation. I probably went on that break. We were talking about the summit in Akure, the Southwest Summit organized by Southwest Development Commission, and we were talking about the outpour of what seems like grievances by Governor Adeleke of Osun State against the activities of the federal government in this state. Now, I was talking about the overbearing attitude of the federal government, especially when it comes to certain issues which should be the purview of the state government. And then it goes further to say, on many occasions, officials of the federal ruling party have openly declared their readiness to hijack the state, whether the people voted for them or not. Was still they have security cover when making such provocative declarations. It goes further to say, as if that is not enough, the Osun local government fund was seized without any court order from earlier this year. Duly elected local government officials were not allowed to assume office, and those sacked by subsisting court order were forced on the local government secretariats by federal power and security apparatus. All the facts are in the public domain. So, well, these things that Governor Adeleke has highlighted, like I said, these things are not new. The fact that the federal government, where in states where they are not in power, preferring to channel those things that are meant to be of benefit to the entire people of the state through its own party structures is not altogether new. And I believe Governor Adeleke is complaining because it's at the receiving end. See, Bimbo, even things as ordinary as the distribution of food palliatives to the ordinary masses. These things are channeled through party officials, and they're the ones that decide who gets what.
Yes.
Usually, in most cases, it's what we know. If you don't belong to their party, or you're not sympathetic towards their party, it will be very hard for you to get any of those palliatives. So it happened. Remember what happened? I think it was in Ondo State, where a commissioner was beaten black and blue by thugs at the side. At the behest of a party official. And we raised that question at that time, that if you are going to distribute palliatives to the ordinary people and you have to channel it through someone, shouldn't it have been the community leaders, the bailiffs, the landlords associations? But no. So like I said, that is just an instance, Bimbo. So these things happen, and then we have come to see it as a new normal. So Governor Adeleke is fretting over this now, because he is at the receiving end. I'm not saying that this is the way it should be. Now, he also goes further to say Osun won the first position, well, listing what they've been able to achieve in that state, despite what he calls the aggressive nature of the federal government. He said despite hostile posture in Osun, is always a top participant in federal peer review of the 36 states. And then he mentioned health and on quite a number of sectors too, where the state has been doing well. And he says, Bimbo, I'm too popular to be afraid.
Well, he is popular. He's too popular, and he should not be afraid. And I know
he shouldn't be.
Yeah, he will not be afraid.
A true leader shouldn't be.
Yes, he should not be afraid.
Especially when it comes to delivering the perks of democracy to his people, despite any challenge. Well, I think President Bola Tinubu, when he was governor of Lagos State, was also in that very same position when he created local government councils. And of course, the president was not happy with him.
Yes, and that was former President Obasanjo.
Former President Obasanjo, and they withheld allocation to Lagos State.
Yes,
and the state survived.
Yes, they survived. And actually, then I was privileged to be at a tax meeting. Then Vice President Atiku Abubakar, yes, he was there. He represented former President Olusegun Obasanjo. President Tinubu was there. Late former Governor Alawa Akala was there. And the fact that they survived, and the fact that how President Tinubu coined one statement. He said they have, withdrew. They have stopped our allocations because we created local council development areas. Is it because they stopped our allocation? Is it because of the stipend? He called it stipend, the allocation they were giving Lagos State.
The federal post.
Yes. He said, is it because of the stipend? They think they have stopped, they think we will not survive. We don't need their stipend. Lagos is surviving, and we will continue to survive.
I know they didn't just survive at that time, they survived well. They didn't just survive. But then, I don't know, perhaps we will not be able to say the same for Osun if the government doesn't have access to funds, especially local government funds now. I mean, I don't know if the local governments will be any better for it, because Osun State cannot be said to be as rich or buoyant as Lagos. But then this is a challenge for the Osun State governor. He says it's too popular to be afraid. And what will make it popular is if you can continue to sustain the events of democracy at the grassroots, at the local government level, despite the challenges. But then, like I said, we went a little down the street lane this morning, Bimbo, and I'm recalling how President Tinubu, as governor of Lagos State, found himself in a somewhat similar position, and then maybe, well, I don't know if the president is not thinking about history now, and then if he's not remembering that, oh, I've been in this same seat before, and they should think about that in his approach to dealing with the situation in Osun State.
Well, Tola, there's this story here, and I hope that there will not be problem in this country again, talking about petrol and talking about the import tariff, 15% ad valorem import tariff on fuel imports. That is the approval by President Tinubu. Now, petroleum marketers have warned that the pump price of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, could exceed 1,000 naira per litre following President Bola Tinubu's approval of a 15% ad valorem import tariff on fuel imports. And the new policy, which takes effect after a 30-day transition period, expected to end on 21st November 2025, is part of the government's strategy to protect local refiners and reduce the influx of cheaper imported products that threaten domestic refining investments. And however, marketers say the move could backfire and push retail prices beyond the reach of average Nigerians.
So why this again, Bimbo? And then tomorrow they will say short-term sacrifices. So this again an addition to the short-term sacrifices we are supposed to make.
We haven't gone out of the one talking about the removal of fuel subsidy. We haven't gone out of that one. And this one again, 15% ad valorem import tariff on fuel imports. That is the approval. I don't really understand what ad valorem import tariff means on fuel imports, but I know some Nigerians. I know Mr. John will give us an insight into what this means.
6 dead, 2 trapped in multiple accidents on Kara Bridge. Another 5 die in Undo crash.
Yes.
And then also have this one. SEC, as Securities Exchange Commission, partner CBN, EFCC to track, freeze illicit digital wallets. As Borno begins export of plastic materials to improve IGR, troubled Borno.
Yes. And Tola, back to that ad valorem import tariff, the 15% approval. You know, if this thing comes to pass, you know, they are talking about the end of November, 21st November 2025. Food will go up. Prices of food will go up again.
Of course. Experts are already warning of tougher times.
Yes. Transport fares will go up. You know, the effects, after effects, it is like I'm thinking, it is disturbing. And I hope this does not work. I hope it does not work. Yes.
Right, update, Bimbo, on the situation in the House of Reps. I'm talking about the impact of inter-party defections. APC clinches 2/3 majority at House of Reps as 6 PDP LP lawmakers join ruling party. And we also have ADA, ASP, 6 other associations for next stage of party registration. Back to that story. I was trying to look for I only saw the I was trying to look for the story. And there's a rider, Governor Adeleke, saying that it was too popular to be afraid. It was actually referring to Osun 2026, the governorship elections. I'm too popular to be afraid, says Adeleke. Says, I will be dancing and walking. It's possible to dance and walk at the same time. Because we've seen some pictures. There was this police officer at the Ashi Junction there, going out there, that would be dancing at the same time, would be doing his work very effectively.
Was it Ashi Junction or General Gas Junction or Gate Junction?
No,
yes.
there was one at Ashi Junction. There's one there a long time ago.
Yes, Pastor. People refer to him as Pastor.
Well, there was Pastor. Pastor was the tall,
slim one, traffic officer.
So so he could dance and
be working at the same time,
and very effectively too.
Yes,
so maybe Osun State Governor Adeleke said that his popularity among voters in the state is at feverish pitch. He raised any fear of facing opponents at next year's governorship poll. Adeleke emphasized that he was not afraid of competition, both from within the PDP and the APC, insisting that on any day he could go to sleep, knowing that Osun people were behind him. Well, Osun people will decide.
Yes. Now, Tola, there's this story I skipped. Then talking about the rumored coup. You know, there were some story is talking about military investigators, doing some investigations. Now, this one says the EFCC and NFIU have waded in, and military investigators probing the alleged attempted coup are working with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit to unravel the financial flows linked to individuals accused of bankrolling the plot. Well, the plot, we don't know whether there was any plot or not. This was as indications emerged that the bank accounts of some of the suspects might have been frozen by the authorities as part of the procedures, and the Punch could not immediately confirm the development as no one was willing to comment on it, but a security official described this as standard procedure in such cases. And however, multiple security sources familiar with the probe confirmed that the EFCC and the NFIU are carrying out a forensic investigation on the bank accounts of the soldiers and the civilians involved in the plot to overthrow the federal government. Well, that is according to the military investigators. Now,
let's open the phone lines. It's your turn. I welcome your comments and contributions on the headlines are taken this morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. John.
God will always do for you what you cannot do for yourself.
Amen.
And I appreciate my fellow classmates who do appreciate my little contribution, not minding my poor English. God be with them too.
Amen.
Quickly on 15% tariff increase. Well, the president should think very well before he chooses this path. You already given a final blow to a man that is about to die. The military will say, the soldier that is about to die, salute you. We, the civilian, will suffer this because no two way about it, in as much as we continue to see import fuel. And when there is this 15% tariff increase, surely fuel will go as much as 120. And how do you want the common man to survive? When we will still believe in hoping that gradually maybe we will still buy fuel for 600 or 500. Yet, what our hope has been dashed. So we should prepare for the fuel increase, and that will bring foodstuff skyrocket again. This is sad and unfortunate. That is why I keep on saying there is no tunnel, talk less of a light. You can't see a light when there is no tunnel. There is no tunnel. It is sad and unfortunate what we are hearing this morning. Lastly, a Trump think like a typical African leader, like you people rightly said a few days ago. So what I said yesterday was the reason why Soyinka was shot out of the U.S. But it is not the duty of the embassy to give full explanation, because that explanation will not be tenable anywhere in the world. My advice for Professor Wole Soyinka, as a global leader and as a global icon, watch what you say at some event so that at the end of the day, it won't affect you in future. You are for everybody. You are not for just one person. So I think if Hillary Clinton will win that election, everybody thought Hillary Clinton will win the election. Even Trump himself believed Hillary Clinton will win until the result pour out and we find out that Trump win, which many leaders of the world still believe Russia actually influenced that election. So you should know what to say at some event. You don't do that against a Trump that thinks like an African and you expect him to welcome you. It is only few leaders of the world that thinks like a typical European that will accept you back. Diplomatically, it can be resolved. So you should go through the right channel. It can be resolved diplomatically.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Another commercial timeout, and we'll be back.
Any motor where you dey I need confirm protection, no, for your engine, no. Can make a mobile, make it mobile, oh, make it mobile. Anywhere you dey, your motor deserve to be number one, yo. Make it mobile, oh.
make you go with the best.
Make it mobile.
Ball, I beg you get change. I won't give customer. I don't get to. Get First Money Merchant POS. Let customers pay with cards and never miss a sale. Don't let no change cost you sales. With First Money Merchant POS, enjoy fast payments, instant settlement, and secure transactions. Visit any First Bank branch or sign up on www.firstbanknigeria.com/get your POS to get yours today. First Bank, you first.
Right, we're back and the program is still Conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. We're still taking phone calls.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Alex Owore.
Sorry, Mr. Nwere.
On 3% in better fuel. Can see the wickedness. We are suffering already. And I suffer more. That's the meaning. I was supposed to the government. You can't compare Lagos and Osho. Lagos has everything to be okay. Now there is a wickedness on side of the government. So now Osho government will not survive. Now that they mean is wickedness. They go ahead the man. If you want to do well, it will be on your back. Thank you much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 08055009850 07055551985.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
I want to speak on the alleged law that was carried out and all that. Information has not been clear about this case, and the federal government and the military authorities have now come out to. So some names were released, but those names even contradict themselves at times. So most people does not know what is really happening. And the government has not even come out. No percent of the government has come out to explain anything. So it's still at the speculative stage and all that. But they said the investigators comments, DSS have been raising people and all that. But we cannot really, the public cannot really have to put their mouth into what they don't know. So that is why it's keeping some of us from, the thing is not clear. But they mentioned the name. They said delivery or something like that. And the man said, so he doesn't know what they are taking up. In fact, he said in 1986, he won't talk that. Where did they see that news from or something like that? But one thing is, I don't know. And delivery fever, we gently organize a big brother Nigeria than a coup. Because if no politicians in Nigeria, they are after money and all that. They are not, to organize a coup, you must have that intelligence and brain. And you see present politicians having such, but I don't know. Then let's just wait and see. Then on the issue of there's something going on in Ibadan right now, popular road stop. And even in Lagos, we should see Lagos Island, the Tafaji market and all that. Properties have been destroyed, and buildings have been destroyed. But one thing, I'm not saying government are not allowed to do whatever they want to do. But governments in this country fail to explain to people the reason why they are doing their thing. And they keep people at the speculative end, both in Lagos and in Oyo State. It's not good to come out and explain what is really happening. And maybe some of us will understand. But for now, we don't understand what is happening. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. 07055551985.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
PJ from Ilefe.
Good to have you, sir.
People should stop. Nobody should let Tinubu to withdraw or reverse his intention to hike a fuel in the country again. Should just let him go to the full length of whatever he wants to do. Both the legal and the dead Nigeria. There's a judgment ahead. And more again, there's no group in Nigeria. This is not trying to silence the opposition and leave bad example in Nigerian politics. We are doing this country for a number of years. We know how cook been prepared and after the way the soldiers go ahead and round up the coup planners.
Oh, sorry, that's from your end. Well, you seem to be saying so different things at the same time. I didn't quite get what he was trying to say, Bimbo.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Genesis. I'm from Aguara District Local Government.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes. You see, I just want to ask, you still never want any common man to criticize in Nigeria because look at now, if for now is almost in my area here, my local area here, in Aguara here, they were buying that in this area before about 1,600 per 1 because this is the local area. So to increase more time for them on food, how can we survive? They say they are practicing democracy. That means it is autocracy. We all of us are not rich. Let them man help us. Let them man help us. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yes, I have this one here. I am not sure whether you have read it earlier. Natasha invites Akpabi, others for Kogi constituency projects unveiling.
Well, she should invite them at least. Aside what this is about development, aside whatever could be between them.
Tabanja bi Kakuko.
And
hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am from Ibadan.
Good to have you, sir.
On the tariff on the fuel prices and the government must put a stop to what has become a problem between government and people. So people want cheaper petroleum and diesel prices. So they still need to increase the prices. And on the military, in the past, military has made remarkable achievements. So the new service chiefs were appointed, and we expect that they will further strengthen the security units. And people must not be allowed to destabilize the country. So on this, what is Shinka and others, when Shinka joins, at least we have people be care for the disabled and when Shinka and John well in the past, educate another. So we expect that the new embassy will support further hearing.
All right, thank you. And we have to go. Check your time is 7:30, and we'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing, for another edition of Conversation. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening and enjoy your weekend.
Oluyole FM.
another beautiful day to talk sports once again. It is the last day in the month of October 2025. And of course, we give glory to God for another opportunity to see the light of the day. And of course, to say goodbye to the month of October. Yes, it's another weekend. And of course, the time once again to talk sport. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM, the Trailblazer, the pride of the nation. And of course, with the best in the West. Ogumala is here once again with all the news that you can use in the beautiful and ever exciting world of sports. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest sport news. It's the weekend, and of course, you know how it is. It's all about league actions across the globe, from the Nigeria Premier Football League to the Premier League to La Liga, Syria, name it. All of the games will be definitely going down this weekend, and of course, some of those fixtures I have for your listening player today. Some games will be played later today across Europe. Yes, in the Nigerian Premier Football League, a number of news, interesting news to dish out. Nigerian Football League as well. As we have a date, a kickoff date for the league season, and then board member of the NFF, Aisha Farode, was speaking. You'll be hearing from her talking about plans to ensure that the Nigerian Football League is marketable. And don't forget, for the first time in history, your state will have a team participating in the top tier of Nigeria Women Football League. Let's kickstart from the chairman of the Nigeria Premier Football League is Honorable Benga Legbeleye, who has commended Rivers United of Port Harcourt following their qualification for the group stage of the 2025-2026 CAF Champions League. Well, Rivers United overturned a 1-0 first-leg deficit in Maputo, Mozambique, with goals from Wasiu Falulu, Macklin Biokbo, and Timothy Zachariah to seal a 3-2 aggregate victory and place in the group stage of Africa's premier club competition. Rivers United, popularly known as the Pride of Rivers, will now earn a substantial $700,000. That's about 1.03 billion naira as their appearance fee. Rivers United are the only Nigerian club to reach the group stage of the current CAF interclub competitions following the elimination of Kuala United earlier. Abia Warriors also from the CAF Conditions Cup, and Remo Stars from the CAF Champions League during the preliminary rounds. Speaking during the yesterday, Bengalebele expressed the pride that Rivers United's achievement ensured Nigeria's continued representation on the continental stage. Says, and I quote, "It's kudos to Rivers United. I'm happy and proud of their performance. At least they have made it possible for Nigeria's name not to be missing on the 2025-2026 CAF Interclub competition map." And of course, Elegbele further noted that Rivers United's qualification has helped sustain the NPFL reputation as one of Africa's leading domestic leagues. According to him, it would have been bad if no Nigerian team was among the group stage participants. So I think Rivers United's qualification further reinforces the fact that NPFL is one of the best leagues on the continent. Consistently, our league has been represented in the group stages, and this reflects the quality, value, and potential of the league. And of course, responding to questions about the failure of Remo Stars, Kuala United, and Abia Warriors to progress to the group stages, Elegbele described it as unfortunate, while expressing optimism that they would perform better in future continental outings. According to him, no, it's never a result of a poor league. We always want our team to be there, but sometimes, as the saying goes, wishes are not horses. We only hope that the team works harder and ensure they reach the top mark when next they get the opportunity to play in the CAF interclub competitions. And of course, as Bengalebele, the chairman of the board, defending the league, and of course celebrating Rivers United for making it to the group stage, the morning spin group stage of the CAF Champions League. Let's cross to the camp of Barrow Football Club, where their head coach Adam Bosso has defended the team's slow start to the current 2025-2026 NPFL season. The Malia boys, like they are popularly known, have recorded 2 wins, 2 draws, and 5 defeats in their maiden campaign in the top flight league. They currently occupy the 18th position on the table with 8 points. Bosso is adamant that his team will improve even more on their performance in upcoming games. According to him, we are proud with players. We are working with players that are just coming up. We retained almost all the players that secured promotion for the club, and they will need time to blend with the rigorous nature of the NPFL. Like my experience with Bayelsa United. We were also slow with our start, but when we get it right, we moved further up on the log. The quality of players we here are better than the ones at Bayelsa United, and of course, Brother Football Club will face Wiki Tourist in a match day 11 fixture this weekend. I'm talking about a match day 11 fixture in the Nigeria Premier Football League. Games will be played this weekend, starting tomorrow with 3 interesting matches at the Samuel Ogbomudia Stadium in Benin City. Better Insurance will welcome Warriors. You want to call it the South Derby, and that game will start at 4 p.m. Kwara United will also tomorrow take on Remo Stars. Of course, that game will be played in Ilorin. And of course, the last game of the day tomorrow, it is Rivers United versus Nasarawa United. And of course, the game will be played in Port Harcourt. And of course, other games will be played on Sunday with Barrow Football Club taking on Wiki Tourist. Bayelsa United will entertain Plateau United. Ekadamores with Maiduguri welcome Rangers International. Enyimba of Aba will take on Kano Pillars. Ikorodu City will slug it out with Kun Khalifat. Niger Tornadoes will slug it out with Abia Warriors, while Shooting Stars will entertain Katsina United at 4 p.m. on Sunday. Let's take a look at what the table looks like after a 10 round of games. Although some teams have played fewer matches due to continental engagement. National United stayed top the park after 9 matches. They've played 9 matches. They've got 19 points, they've won 6, they've drawn 1, and they've suffered 2 defeats. Second position is where we have Abia Warriors, who've played 10 matches. They've won 6, they are yet to draw this season, and they've suffered 4 defeats. They've got 18 points. Niger Tornadoes third at the moment. They've played 10 games of their own. They've won 5. They've settled for 2 draws, and they've lost 3 matches. They have 17 points. Same point as 4th place Wolves also have 17 points. Wolves have played 10 matches as well. They've won 5, they've drawn 2, and they've suffered 3 defeats. Ikorodu City occupied the 5th position with 15 points. Shooting Stars 6th position with 15 points. Katsina United 7th position with 15 points as well. Relegation waters, we've got Remo Stars, surprise. Yes, that's well because they've played fewer matches. They've played just 7 matches this season. They've won 3, they've drawn 1, and they've suffered 3 defeats already this season. As defending champions, they are 17th on the table with just 10 points. Barrow FC occupied the 18th position. Vendor 19th. Kano Pillars rock bottom of the table. Away from that, let's talk female football this morning. Yesterday I told you that the Nigerian Women Football League has approved Wednesday, the 26th of November, as the kickoff date for the new Nigeria Women Football League season. Of course, the announcement was made at the end of the NWFL's annual General Assembly held on Wednesday in Port Harcourt. The NWFL announced that the league will be played in 2 group formats. Yes, a total of 20 teams will participate in the 2025-2026 season. And of course, during the annual General Assembly, Aisha Falode, a board member of the Nigeria Football Federation, was there, and she spoke about plans to ensure that the women football in Nigeria is marketable and attract sponsors. Let's listen to Aisha Falode speaking this morning.
Concern is the inconsistency of the league calendar. Without a predictable and stable schedule, our league loses its rhythm, its commercial appeal, and its competitive balance. A professional league must operate within a structured framework that allows clubs to plan, sponsors to invest confidently, and fans to engage continuously. Too many of our league venues still lack the basic amenities required for high-quality competition, from poor playing surfaces and inadequate lighting to insufficient seating and drainage. We must confront the issue of player welfare. The instability caused by unpaid wages or lack of it, lack of standard contracts, and the absence of medical or career-ending insurance cannot be ignored. We will strengthen the governance and compliance frameworks to ensure that club licensing, national minimum wage structure are enforced uniformly and transparently. We are also working to institutionalize a national wage structure for all registered players in the league to be strictly monitored by the NFF compliance unit. In addition, a standard insurance policy will be made compulsory for every player, ensuring that no one's career ends in despair due to injury or lack of medical support. Equally important is the development of a strong youth structure that feeds the league and our national teams. Every NWFL club should establish and maintain properly funded U15 and U17 feeder teams to ensure continuity and talent progression. This will create a sustainable pipeline for our national teams.
Aisha Falode, board member, Nigeria Football Federation, speaking on the Nigerian Women Football League ahead of the start of the new season. Just a reminder that we've got two groups. Defending champions, Bayelsa Queens, are in Group A, while runners-up, National Amazons, are in Group B. Sunshine Queens, Casmog Ladies, Imo Queens, and Hudiana Queens will make their maiden appearance in the league. Pacesetter Queens of Oyo State, Casmog Ladies, Imo Queens, and Hudiana Queens will make their maiden appearance in the NWFL this very season. Alright, I will be counting down. We'll definitely bring you updates as far as that league is concerned. Now that we have a major interest in that one, we have a team from Oyo State, the very first of its kind. Alright, Nigeria's under-17 women's national football team, the Flamingos, yesterday embarked on an excursion to the King Mohammed V Palace in Rabat, Morocco, as part of their final activities before returning home. According to a team official, the players and officials spent the day touring key historical and cultural landmarks in the Moroccan capital, including the King's Palace and Museum of the late King Mohammed. We understand that the team will depart for the airport, left for the airport last night. Their flight to Abuja is scheduled for this morning. So any moment from now, the girls will be back in the country. Well, a quick break on the show. Time to pay some bills, and we'll be back on the show. Still spot bits and beats on Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Jìnnà kẹ́ni má rèé bùsùn jẹ́ o, gbogbo aráyé ẹ bá wa yọ̀. Ẹrú bá máa lọ́rọ̀ ní ìdádúgbẹ́. Bàbá ò ṣe. Àjọ̀dún òkèrè àgbà ní St. John's Anglican Parish Church Talọ́ntàn tó ti kò. Sátidé ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kọkànlá ọdún yìí láago 10 òwúrọ̀ ni. Àkòrí ẹ̀yin ó jẹ ire ilẹ̀ náà. Ye shall eat the good of the land. Isaiah 1:19. Oníwàásù Reverend O.K. Ọlásẹ̀yìndé. Alága àkórí ọdún yìí ni Emmanuel Olùsọjí Adélókun láti ìdílé ibi ògbé. Àlùfáà ìjọ bàbá wa ní Olúwa Evangelist Moses Adérẹ̀mí Táíwò ní ó gba gbogbo èèyàn lálejò. Àlùfáà àgbà agbègbè Agbèrègìdì. Bàbá wa Venerable Michael Kẹ́hìndé Yọlá náà wà kálẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀ lábẹ́ ìdarí aláṣẹ bíṣọ́ọ̀bù àgbà ẹ̀kún lẹ́bàdàn the most Reverend Williams Olúwarótìmí Aládékùgbé PhD FICT àtàjà àkórè bàzá lẹ́yìn ìsìn gbogbo wa láàrí tiwa ṣe ń bẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ náà àmín lórúkọ Jésù. ẹrú bá mọ nùrọ̀ ní àdúgbẹ́ ẹrú bá mọ nùrọ̀ ní àdúgbẹ́.
glad to know you're there. Still spotted beat on Oluyole 98.5 FM with Buluwaji. All right, don't forget that we are live also on Oluyole FM 96.3 and Agility FM 92.1. Before we were on that break, I was talking to you about the Flamingos who had a sightseeing trip in Morocco before leaving the shores of that country. Of course, it comes after the team's exit from the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, where they were eliminated by Italy following a 4-0 loss in the round of 16 on Tuesday night. The Flamingos endured a difficult tournament, of course, winning just one of their 4 matches, losing 3 and finishing with 5 goals scored and 9 conceded. The outing has been described as one of Nigeria's most disappointing performances at the Under-17 women's level. Now, despite the setback, team officials said the players have gained valuable experiences and are eager to bounce back even stronger in the future. Talking about bouncing back even stronger in the future, one player who has shone like million stars for Nigeria has to be Esther Okoronkwo, who has been talking about the setback she suffered when she was first invited to play for the Super Falcons. So then she was one of our shining lights at the last WAFCON and also been nominated for the African Women Footballer of the Year. Let's listen to Esther Okoronkwo granting this interview yesterday on a TV station in Lagos.
It's an experience. Like back in 2022, I was supposed to go, and that's whenever I tore my ACL. So like for me, I felt like the things or the dream that I was chasing just literally just like crumbled before my eyes. But I was devastated at the time. But I knew like it's just a matter of time. Like I just have to like make sure I'm healthy, I recover better, and then 2024, well, which was played 2025. So I was just looking forward to the next one.
Super Falcons forward Esther Okoronkwo speaking right there. Of course, it was very fantastic for Nigeria at the last WAFCON, nominated alongside Skipo as captain, talking about Rashidat Ajibade for the African Footballer of the Year. Alright, let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It's longer news that a camp open for the 2026 FIFA World Cup playoffs on Sunday, the 9th of November in Rabat. And head coach Eric Schell is expected to release a squad list for the mini tournament next week. Don't forget that we will take on Gabon, the Panthers, in the first semi-final on the 13th of November, and that's on a Thursday, while the winner will face either Cameroon or Democratic Republic of Congo in the final. And of course, the draw was held as regards that yesterday, where the game will be played. That draw was held yesterday. All right, moving on, let's track Nigerian footballers. Across Europe are very important. Of course, we need them fit for the qualifiers, for the playoffs. Yes, we need them fit for the playoffs holding in November. Super Eagles head coach Eric Schell has confirmed that 5 key players will miss Nigeria's crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying playoff in Morocco, while Samuel Chukwueze remains a major doubt due to injury. Nigeria will face Gabon on the 13th of November in the opening fixture of the playoff tournament. The winner meets either Cameroon or Congo in the final, with the eventual champion advancing to the Intercontinental Playoff in March 2026, where 2 World Cup tickets will be decided. Now, speaking from France, Schell disclosed that Terry Murphy, Felix Agu, Oluyole Aina, Cyril Dessers, and Fisher Dele Bashir have all been ruled out due to injury fitness concerns. The absence of several established names presents a significant challenge for the Super Eagles technical team, particularly in attack and defense. Murphy and Dessers' unavailability could force tactical reshuffles in the forward line, while Aino's injury leaves a void in the back line. Despite the setback, Eric Schell expressed confidence in the squad's depth and resilience, insisting that the team remain focused on qualification competition. Emerging talents and French players are expected to get opportunities as Nigeria seeks to maintain its push towards securing a spot in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. A few other updates as regards the fitness of Nigerian players in Europe. I mentioned Terry Murphy there earlier. Let me also inform that Bayer Leverkusen head coach Kasper Hodman that has confirmed Nathan Teller will be sidelined until next month. Teller sustained an injury while in action for his club last month. Nigeria International was initially expected to return to action this month after returning to training, but his coach has now revealed that the winger will only be fit for action after the November international break. So he's standing no chance whatsoever to be part of the Super Eagles qualifier playoffs. Teller is now expected to miss Nigeria's 2026 FIFA World Cup playoffs next month. The 26-year-old has made 4 appearances across all competitions for Bayer Leverkusen this current season. One man is looking to find the back of the net against his national team colleague. His name is Paul Onoachi. Well, he's not been invited for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Of course, you know why. He is one player who performs pretty well at his club side, but struggles when it comes to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And then he's looking forward to his club's clash with Osimhen's Galatasaray, saying that scoring against Osimhen's Galatasaray will be fantastic. All right, Paul Onoachi hopes to continue his impressive scoring form when Trabzonspor visits Galatasaray this weekend. The Black Sea Storm, that's what they're called, will be up against the Okan side in the Turkish Super League clash at the Rams Park later tomorrow. Onoachi is currently the leading scorer in the league this season with 7 goals. The 31-year-old is keen to add to his tally against the defending champion. Galatasaray sits atop the Super League table with 28 points from 10 matches, collecting 9 wins and 1 draw, while boasting a plus 25 goal difference, the best in the league. Trabzonspor, have gathered 22 points from 10 matches, sits just 2 points behind the leaders, having scored 25 goals while conceding 12. It will be interesting to see the two Nigerians go head to head. Let's see who scores more. That's what football is all about. And of course, Nigerian brothers will be leading the attack of their 2 clubs. All the best to them. Let's go to the camp of our opponent. And next, this year's Africa Cup of Nations holding in Morocco. Don't forget that November is for the World Cup playoffs holding in Morocco, and in December we're heading back to that same Morocco for the Africa Cup of Nations, where Cote d'Ivoire will be looking to defend the title they won last time out on their home soil, and of course after that, a month after that, we'll be having the WAFCON holding next year in March as well. So lots happening in Morocco at the moment. What do you expect? The best facility in Africa. Of course, Uganda, they are preparing for the Super Eagles with a very important friendly match. Apparently, they've put up a friendly game with Morocco to test their strength. All right, let's move pretty fast on the show this morning. And check out the results of matches played in the NBA in the areas of today. Golden State Warriors had lost to Milwaukee Bucks 110 to 120 points. Washington Wizards also lost to Oklahoma City Thunder 108 to 127 points. Miami Heat lost to San Antonio Spurs 101 to 107 points. Of course, more games are expected later on today in the NBA. And still talking about NBA stories, Oklahoma City Thunder guard Nikola Topic has started chemotherapy treatment after being diagnosed with testicular cancer. The 20-year-old Serb had a procedure on the 6th of October, of course, in Houston to take a biopsy. Now, Thunder general manager, his name is Sam Pestry, said doctors were extremely positive about topics long-term health. Wish him a speedy recovery. Topic was the 12th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, but sustained a serious injury to his left knee and did not play in the 2024-2025 season as the Thunder won the NBA championship. Let's return to the world of football and pick a few stories before we leave this morning. Real Madrid and the promoters of the Super League are seeking more than $4 billion in damages from UEFA, which they accuse of unfairly sabotaging the breakaway competition. Well, a Spanish court on Wednesday dismissed an appeal filed by UEFA relating to the league, proposed back in 2021 by 12 elite European clubs, including Real Madrid and Barcelona. The Super League project quickly collapsed following a fierce opposition from English club fans and threats from UEFA and FIFA. In December 2023, the European Court of Justice ruled that UEFA's ban on the Super League was contrary to European laws. Last year, a Spanish judge held that FIFA and UEFA had prevented free competition by opposing the Super League, ruling that they had engaged in anti-competitive behavior and abused their dominant position. The court in Madrid on Wednesday also rejected appeals filed by La Liga and the Spanish Football Federation. Alright, we'll see what comes out of all of this. It's going to be long. Dragons in 2021. I will see how it ends. Alright, let's quickly take fixtures to look forward to this today, actually, across Europe. In Germany tonight at about 8:30, we would have Augsburg take on Borussia Dortmund. In the Dutch Eredivisie, we would have PSV in action, among several other fixtures to look forward to across Europe. But tomorrow morning we'll be back with results of those top matches as far as games going down this tonight is concerned. Then tomorrow we'll be back for the Saturday edition of Sported B, where we'll be trashing out all of the fixtures to look forward to across the top leagues in Europe and of course on the continent of Africa. Until then, do have a beautiful day and stay safe. My name is Oluwaji Ogumola.
ọdún ni bàbá kérésì BCOS máa ń wáyé tìlù tìfọn láti fi máa ń kí káàbọ̀ sínú ọgbà iléeṣẹ́ wa lóríta Basọ̀run nílùú Ìbàdàn. Kété tí bàbá kérésì bá ti kúrò nílẹ̀ Róòmù, gbàgede iléeṣẹ́ wa BCOS ní ògùn wá sí. Torí ẹ̀ la fi ń sọ fún iléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá olókòwò kékèké, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ tajà àwọn ọmọdé, ẹ̀yin kátàkárà, tàbẹ́yìn tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ta ohun tẹ́nu ń jẹ, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ mọ́ lu àkókò òpin ọdún pàtẹ láti ta onírúurú ọjà tiyín láti ṣayẹyẹ òpin ọdún fáwọn ọmọdé àtàgbàlagbà, ẹlẹ́gbẹ́jẹgbẹ́, ilé ìjọsìn, ẹ̀yin ọlọ́jà tẹ́ fẹ́ ta ohun gbogbo tẹ́nu ń jẹ, ẹ máa bọ̀ nínú ọgbà iléeṣẹ́ wa BCOS lóríta Basọ̀run nílùú Ìbàdàn láti bá wa dòwò pọ̀ pẹ̀lú owó péréte. Ẹ sì lè pe alága ìgbìmọ̀ bàbá kérésì ilé akéde lóríta Basọ̀run fọ́dún 2025 àjọpọ̀ bí ẹni yin Olódùmarè hallelujah sórí 0811 620 0150 0811 620 0150. Bàbá kérésì ilé akéde oríta Basọ̀run ti ń palẹ̀mọ́ láti gúnlẹ̀ sọ́gbà iléeṣẹ́ wa BCOS. Bó o ṣe gbọ́ máa sọ fẹ́lòmíì pé ó ti ń palẹ̀mọ́ kò ní pẹ́ dé.
Akéde òtítọ́, akéde ìyè, akéde ìbáwí, akéde ìkìlọ̀, akéde ìṣúná, akéde òwò, akéde àṣà, akéde ìròyìn, akéde ètò, akéde Ìbàdàn, àwọn akéde nítawà.
Ó pè ọ́ kó o kéde ọjà rẹ nílé akéde Olúyọ̀lé FM 98.5.